Perfect start to the podcast. Just
Welcome back to the Couch Commentators.
oh fuck, that really smells like energy drink.
It was all energy drink.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop, bop. Ah!
Red lever, yellow lever. Red lever, yellow lever. Unique New York. Unique New York. I'm ready.
Bring back up, bring back up, bring back up, bring back up.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some may say the world. Boys, we're back. We got three of us today. I have Dan on my left, James on my right. No Lucas yet, but we have got confirmation that he is in Australia. He has landed. He's safe. So he's back. He'll be back next week, hopefully, as long as he hasn't got any excuses. But
At least you know your lefts and rights, unlike Lucas.
yeah, sure.
Usually he gets it wrong.
Anyway, boys, how's your weekend, Dan? Get up to much?
Not bad. Just had a relaxing weekend.
Nice.
Sitting on my computer.
Good.
Being a fucking nerd, you know.
I mean, it's
usuals.
always good to relax and, you know.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
sometimes to de-stress, you know.
Yeah.
James, mate, how you been?
Pretty good. Brendan, have I told you that I'm playing the best golf of my fucking
No
life?
fucking way, James. I'm playing the best fucking golf of my fucking life.
What the fuck? Jeez. Which is still not good, but made my weekend better.
Oh, yeah. Mate, there was one drive that I hit, and I'm calling it the drive of my life because I don't think I'll hit one similar, Dan. It was about 250 meters, which my drive pretty much can go. It bounced and it just got off the green. But what made it more impressive is there's a bunch of trees in front of this green, and you usually have to go left and then go around. But my one thread through the trees and got right next to the green.
Thread the needle.
I thread the needle, and
Thread the needle.
mate, I felt good. I felt like a golfing pro, and I still managed to get a par, not a birdie or an eagle. So I
Did you
fucked it
know
up.
the best drive of my life was escaping the cops after running over a school of kids?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus crap. Did I say that on a recorded podcast? Oops. Cut.
Well, gents, I mean, other than that, we watched some horse racing, and there was some good horse racing. I know Lucas was also watching from from like a messenger feed to watch the horse racing, which is bloody hilarious. All we got was updates about horse racing while he was in America. But accountability is what I'm getting to. Lucas's top tip, he went for 2 races. I went for 2 races. He had Tom Kidden, and it won. It was a very nice win by Tom Kidden. He also went in the Cox Plate. He picked Alligator Blood, which managed to get a 3rd place, which it was a great race by Alligator. But, you know, who was more impressive? The top punter, Leachy's 2 wins, 2 from 2, Imperatriz and Romantic Warrior. Mate, I'm pretty good at backing horses in the big races as well. I just want to say it. One off in the Caulfield Cup. If it wasn't for some over whipping, I would like to say, but who knows? Stay tuned for my Melbourne Cup tip. Dan's decision, very close, mate.
What was it like? I think they won by 16 or 18,
Yeah.
I think. And I needed 1 to 12, and Hammer was one of the last tries as well, so...
Your tips this week were very close in both things. We'll get to that soon, though. Jim's Jam, a win. How good is it?
Right, I went back to what I do best. Both games were always, like, never in doubt. The Saffers wasn't controversial, and Oz didn't scrape by, but we'll get to that later.
We will. Listener bet was a loss. We had Matty C on the podcast last week, Dan. I don't know if you've seen. Big Bad Matty C.
I did say.
Yeah, a special
Still
guest.
astronomical numbers.
It is. He's very famous, that man. He had Australia win, Valentine Holmes to score 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, which did happen. He also had Jareem to score. His Tigers let him down again. Poor Matty C.
Poor Matty C.
Jareem was everywhere other than over the try line.
Yep. But,
He didn't just dream it.
You know, the saddest part of the horse racing betting and this weekend was the horse racing multi. I think we've got close 3 times, and it's always come down to one man. On 3, James. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you guys looking at me? Oh, shit.
We had some pretty good horses. We had the likes of Tom Kidden, Imperatriz, James picked Skybird for 3 in a row. It's now 1. And Dan went against Espiona, who won its race. And coming back to mare's grade, so against all the female horses
In a
from the
race
Everest.
that our chat, I think everyone was on Espiona except for Dan.
But look, you did get second.
Yeah,
You got
you
a
got
second
second.
place.
I just forgot to say for the place when I said it in the chat.
He said, "Oh, I thought I said place. I said place." I'm like, "No, you didn't. If you did, what could have been? What could have been?"
We
But I'm
both
sure
went straight back to the chat. We're looking. We're like, no, you didn't say place anyway.
you lied. But what could have been there? You that close to winning 2 bets? There's decision lost by that much. The horse racing multis that could have got us a lot of money. Lost by that.
I thought we were talking about losing by that much, not your dick size.
Oh, well, thank you. Grower, not a shower. Grow a gang, grow a gang. Anyway, boys, we'll get into the next bit. All right, now into the listener questions. We have 2 this week, which is a great sign from our listeners. They're getting involved, and that's good. We love to see it. We got from Kyle Haywood, we have biggest amount won on the punt. Now, I will head to James first. How much money have you won on the punt, and what did you win on, mate?
So can't remember exact bet, but we've talked about it before. That day where a lot of us cleaned up at our house watching the Everest. I walked away with it was like 1,500 or 2 grand that day, where I probably started with like $100. So that's my best day on the punt. I think at one stage I had like $300 on incentivized. So that was whatever that ended up paying was my biggest win. But it was also probably my biggest bet ever.
It is a fair win. No, that was a good day for a lot of people. I think I did have incentivized, but I didn't have the other race.
I didn't have Nature Strip in the Everest that day.
Tough. Dan, mate, what was your biggest win?
Look, I honestly can't remember because I'm not that much of a
punter,
gambler or a punter. But I think it's only been like a couple hundred or like $300 or some shit.
Your closest win was Dane.
Let's not fucking talk about that.
Dane Gagai, Dane Gagai away like this much again. We're talking in inches. We're talking inches to this podcast. From getting what, 5 grand? That was
it was like 5 or 6 grand.
Wow, tough.
I think we have spoke about it on the podcast.
We have, but unlucky Dan. I would say my biggest. I'm going with punt because like a casino. I think I've talked about that before. My biggest win overall, but I'll go with biggest win on the punt. I would say was about a multi. I think it was a grand final multi. The grand final one of the grand finals we went to, and I think I paid about like $800. Pretty happy with that. In talking monetary wise, though, my biggest win on odds wise, there was a dog paying $125 that I put $2 on, and I got $250. So
once on our table bets, didn't you hit like $100 thing with $5 on with the nose on it?
Yeah, that's true. I hit a nice horse for the table bet. Look, I can sometimes jag a good win, but most of the times it's just a little $1.40 at the moment. I've gone to
hasn't jagged a good table win in 2 years.
Look, Lucas has corrupted me into loving horse racing, so I see good horses now and I go, I can't pick against it. Come on.
Come on.
But hopefully that was good answers for you, Kyle, mate. I'd love to hear your biggest win on the punt, maybe in the comments. Who knows?
Probably Dwarf's house.
Yeah, probably. Okay, next listener question, lads. We have Cody Thomas, a big listener, big fan of the podcast. Who's winning the cup next Tuesday? And to that, Cody, I will say, we're not going to tell you at the moment. You have to wait till a bit later in the podcast. We're going to have a Melbourne Cup talk at the end of the podcast.
Thank God, because I didn't have the list of runners, and I haven't looked that far ahead.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a horse.
Stay tuned, because I'll probably pick the winner. So you may want to.
Is it Gold Trip back to back?
Maybe. Right. Over the weekend, there was a couple of big sporting events on, and it was a tough weekend to be a New Zealander, let me tell you, lads, because they suck. They just don't get sport, I guess. Our little brothers over to the right there just don't know how to play sports. They lost in the Rugby League. They lost in the Cricket World Cup to us. And they also lost in the Rugby Union World Cup, something they're supposed to be like the best at. So, Rugby Union World Cup happened. The final, they lost by 1, James. It was
lost by 1 point.
12-11.
12-11. You probably watched it a bit more than I did, but yeah.
Yeah, so I watched a good amount of the first half, and then a bit of the second half. Unfortunately, we'll drive into beautiful Bowral. But obviously the biggest talking point was the game was slightly ruined by over-officiating, especially a red card to the Kiwi captain. I don't know his name, I don't watch Union, but I did see that. It was a yellow card first, and then became a red card on second review by like the video ref.
Yeah, that's when video refs kind of become a bit fucked, because that's changed the whole World Cup. Like,
Well, it's like first half, like still most of the game to be played, and yeah, send off the captain, one of your best players. Obviously, it's your captain.
but yeah, as you said, over officiating. That's the first time there's ever been a red card I've seen in the World Cup final, which is
That's huge.
yeah, well, that pretty much dictated how the game was going to go. It's crazy that they got that close with one player down for that long.
And that's the thing. Since then, like when that happened, although the Kiwis scored a try, which like was very very rare for a try to be scored, but yeah, after that the Saffers just defended their ass off all game.
Yeah, park the bus, term that the footballers use. But no, yeah, sad times for New Zealand and all our Kiwi podcasting mates.
The brethren.
But you know, Australia won a couple things, James. The Cricket World Cup, mate.
Yeah, so
the Aussies, mate.
last Tuesday, I said 2 things. I said first we'll smash the Netherlands. That definitely happened by what 300 runs or something.
I'm sure like that. Yeah.
And then I said we'll beat the Kiwis even if they're in better form because they're the Kiwis and they can't beat us at cricket. And that's exactly what happened.
It actually was pretty close as well.
Oh,
yeah.
mate. I think I jinxed us about 5 times. So we're obviously scoring runs on this road of a pitch. And I'm going, fuck, this is going to be the easiest game ever. They're going to have to break records, break history to chase this down.
And,
Then it looks like we're going to cruise to 400. Then we drop 4 wickets for 1 run.
Jesus Christ.
So we don't even bat out the 50 overs, but
Yeah.
still they would have had to break records to even to win it and chase us down. Gets to the last over, they need 19 runs in the over. You go, oh, it's very easily done these days in T20, but they weren't like, they didn't have a lot of wickets. They weren't too in batsmen or anything. So it's like, we're looking still pretty good here. First ball of the last over, Stark bowls are wide, goes down leg, beats Josh Inglis at keeper, runs away for 4, so they get 5 runs, and they've still got 6 balls to go in the over. All of a sudden, they need 13 off the over. But yes, some good bowling after that by Stark gets the job done.
yeah, I vividly know the night from I watched the first innings with first Australian batting, and we were killing it. Maxwell killing it. Bloody Head did
Travis
all right, and killed it. And then I said to James, Cummins going to be our saviour, mate. He's going to be the big dog. And then he comes out, he does pretty well. James jinxed him as well. He got him out. But then I go to sleep. James continues to drink and pound some double blacks. So he was getting pretty messy. I'm just hearing, yes! No! And like I could tell it was getting close by the end of the night. But then I wake up and see, it was like within how many runs? Like
5 runs.
5 runs.
5 runs.
Yeah. So close for the Kiwis, but again another loss. So tough. Take the L.
Other than that, England still suck. They're still coming last. Afghanistan got their 3rd win. Who was that over? I think it might have been
Afghanis are on fire, mate.
Sri Lanka or something. Give me 2 seconds.
But yeah, as you said, England on the bottom of the ladder is just stuff you just don't see. You just don't see it.
No, it's stuff you love to see.
You love to see, and as a
fuck the Poms.
yeah, well, fuck the Poms.
And just speaking on the Poms,
Yes.
I did see another Johnny Bairstow staying your crease. He got stumped again.
No. It wasn't him. He was batting with the other guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was at the non-striker's end. The keeper's caught it and just thrown it down and caught him trying to like get a cheap run or out of his crease.
He came out saying like it's bad for like the kids, the youth, the generation, and that sort of stuff. It's so funny.
Good to see they've got over it and been able to focus on this World Cup.
Yeah, they've really gone out. Did you find who the Afghanis beat?
Yeah, they beat Sri Lanka. I was right. I'm fucking genius.
The Afghanis are a smoky, mate. They're a smoky.
Mate, so it would take a lot, but Australia and New Zealand, if they were to fall off a cliff and Afghanistan win a couple games, they could make it.
Who knows?
Afghanistan are only 2 points behind us.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And we play Afghanistan.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, Afghanis, time to stop. Let us win.
That's big. If they win another game and then beat us, all of a sudden they could very well be in.
They play the Netherlands on Friday night. So that'll be probably a win for them.
Well, who knows? The Netherlands beat South Africa.
And then we play them on Tuesday on Cup Day next week.
Good stuff.
Call in sick to work. It's Melbourne Cup into Australia in the cricket. Lovely.
Nice. Now, over the weekend, lads, there was a huge boxing fight. Battle of the Baddest, they were calling it. It was Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Massive fight. I watched it. Yeah, massive lads, massive fight. I watched it while playing golf on the first 9 holes. That's why I think I played so bad on the first 9. But it was a fight that people did not see how the outcome happened. Like, not many people were thinking Tyson Fury actually won the fight, let alone that it would also go the distance with Francis Ngannou. Ngannou also dropped him in one of the earlier rounds. There's a lot of controversy around it, but at the end of the day, I don't think he was ever going to get the win through points in boxing and against a world champion. They weren't going to dethrone their king for an MMA fighter who hasn't ever boxed before.
We said it to each other on the day, and I've heard it reiterated a lot online and stuff like that. They're just never gonna let Fury lose that on points, were they?
Yeah.
They were never gonna give him up.
Like there was footage, I think it was like maybe the 8th or 9th round. They panned to his wife, his partner, and she was just like, she was scared. Like she was like, oh god, he's gonna lose this fight. And it, like I generally thought he did lose the fight. Ngannou landing more power shots, I believe, although Fury landed more shots overall. It's just, I don't know, it's just how boxing goes, I guess. If it was MMA, as soon as he got dropped to the ground, he would have been stopped by Francis. So, who's the baddest man? I don't know. You decide. I think for future, Francis has already called out Deontay Wilder. I'm sure there's more fights like Anthony Joshua, maybe Usyk, maybe after Usyk versus Fury. But there was another funny part about the fight was they actually did get Usyk into the ring after the fight, and they got him in to like hype up the fight between him and Fury. But they didn't have any translator, so no one knew what he was saying.
That's just one of the
typical.
One of the great dramas of this event. Like what felt like 6 hours between the co-main event and the main event.
Oh yeah. The ring rising.
Yeah, the ring rose out of the ground.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
They said, like, I would say at least 50 times that the ring's gonna rise out of the ground, and because we were driving to Bowral with it on the radio, and yeah, you just kept hearing them go, oh, and the ring's gonna rise from the ground in Abu Dhabi. They've made it so the ring will rise. And I'm like, oh, we're just waiting.
They had a performance or some shit before.
Yeah, they had a big. I think it was Little Baby and someone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went for like an hour before the fight, and then the fighters take an hour to get in the ring, and then they fight, and then, and then you have Usyk come in, and they don't have a translator, and he's just speaking like in Russian or whatever it is, and then you're just like, wow, it was a bit of a shambles.
It was funny. I think it was either the final press conference or the weigh-ins before the fight. I was watching it. And fucking, what's their dad's name? Tyson Fury's dad's name.
John Fury. I
John
believe?
Fury. He's got his shirt off.
Yeah, he's such a.
Why do you have your shirt off, bro? You're not fucking fighting.
It's all about him. He's trying to like.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to make some money at the moment because he wanted to fight Mike Tyson, which and like now
Which
in their
Mike
like
laughed at.
60s, 50s, 60s. Yeah, let's fight, let's box.
Like
He just wants to make
He
money.
tried to make it all about him when Tommy was fighting.
Yeah.
But now he's made it all about him when Tyson's fighting.
That's so stupid. And like at one stage he was just like in front of the camera, like in front of both of them, like while they were like doing the face off.
And he just stands in front of him.
Oh,
I was
mate.
like, bro, you can't be serious.
Get over yourself.
Yeah. He's getting a bit too big for his boots. Too big for the boots.
He was the old Fury.
Yes.
Now his sons have got his fame.
Now, we have an ad read, and we're going to go cross over to James for the ad read.
So, we haven't got any sponsors yet, right? But we're just taken off recently. Like, we're the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some may say the world.
I may say the word.
Like, last week we got the very special guest, Maddie C. I think that was a
Huge name.
Couch Commentators exclusive. I don't think anybody else has got him on their podcast yet.
No one has him.
So that was a big win for us, and that's still an astronomical numbers. So I thought I'd better start practicing for all the ad reads that we've got to do. So I've just wrote up a little mock script for an ad read. All right. So this podcast is brought to you this week by Waz's Wacky Footy Goods, your number one store for wacky rugby league merchandise. Specials this week include little white joke bags, so you can joke with your friends like Val Holmes for just $2.50 a bag. Brisbane Broncos chokers for only $16. That's the same amount that they were in the lead for in the grand final. Talking about grand finals, here is one for you Penrith fans. A Panthers free-sided dildo for only $30, so you and your two mates can go back to back to back, just like the Panthers. So make sure to find your nearest store or go to the website. So, boys, how did I do? Do you reckon sponsors are going to look at this in the future? Or?
Was his wacky? The sales are going through the roof after that. So
Free-sided dildo. That's where I lost it.
yeah, hit us up if you want to be an ad read on our podcast, because as James said, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie.
So I'll be looking to try to create a few scripts so that way you guys can practice in the future as well. And
Yeah, sweet. I also think if that's not an actual item, we should make one of those free-sided. No, great stuff. That was.
Who won't
that
buy
was
one?
good. For the
How much were they?
Live for the podcast.
well, I'm not one of your two mates, all right?
Oh, no, good stuff, lads. Good stuff, gentlemen. Lovely. Love it.
Fuck me.
Love it.
I think we gotta bring ourselves back after that one. Fuck. I'm actually crying. That was fucking hilarious.
Yes, the athlete. It's back this week. We have Dan. Mate, I'm ready. Who are you picking, actually? Is it me? Is it James?
So with Guess the Athlete this week, I thought, fuck it. I'll just let both of you do it.
Oh, shit. A first ever. A double. A double trouble.
Why not?
How good. I love it. Ready to go whenever you are, mate.
Alright, so Leachy's.
Oh.
You have 60 seconds to guess the athlete starting now.
Cricket.
No.
NRL.
No.
Hockey.
No.
Race cars.
No.
Basketball.
Basketball, yes.
Okay.
Scotty Pippen.
No.
NBA.
Yes.
Okay.
The Chicago Bulls.
No.
Current player.
No.
Lakers.
Yes.
Shaquille O'Neal.
You're a cunt.
Yes!
Undefeated.
As soon as it wasn't from the Chicago Bulls, you're like,
I'm like, how extensive would Dan's knowledge be?
We're some of the best, smartest geniuses in the world here, and when you put two minds together, it's like the
Great minds.
It's great minds. It's like the great minds of punting.
Like, with two of yous, it took you 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So with one of yous, it would have taken a minute. So like,
I was forgetting that basketball was a sport.
Geniuses. Horse racing. No Lucas again, so no Guru, but I'll try my best. Hopefully next week we get him back. We had a race in Japan, guys. I don't know if you heard, but it was the Tenno show, and it was over 2,000 meters, and the winner absolutely blitzed the opposition. Equinox. Lucas is talking this horse up, and it was amazing. Like, honestly, any of our horses go over, they probably get pumped. There was talks that Romantic Warrior was going between two races, and it was this race or the Cox Plate. The owners of Romantic Warrior said it's a lot easier to beat the Australian field than it is to beat Equinox, and boy was he right.
Good choice.
Equinox broke the all-time record for 2,000 meters. So, wow, what a horse, honestly. Lucas probably would be able to go on for about 30 minutes about the horse, but for me, I think that's good enough. Amazing horse. If you're looking for a punt in Japan, go for that one.
Keep an eye out if it comes over at some stage, because by God.
Yeah, gamble responsibly, obviously. Another big race was the Manikato Stakes, and I was on it, boys. I was on it. I picked it. I mean, after beating Giga Kick, and I think it broke the track record at Moonee Valley in its next race, and then into the Manikato Stakes, Imperatriz was the hot favourite, $1.40. Right before the race, Buenos Noches was scratched, so that was its biggest competition, and basically just got to the corner and shook the reins, didn't really have to whip it at all, and just cruised in like good 50 meters on every other horse.
Yeah, it's just going from strength to strength recently, isn't it?
I would have loved to seen it in the Everest. Maybe next year they might go for it, but yeah, it looks like a gun horse, honestly. And again, it's in the black book. That one's in the black book.
Save it.
Because it's a good horse, and it's good multi-builder. You put it into the multi, chuck a couple horses in, maybe Equinox into Imperatriz.
Don't invite Dan.
He'll kill any multi. But no, that's good. Romantic Warrior wins the Cox Plate, gentlemen. Me and James, we backed it.
On it responsibly.
Obviously responsibly.
Lucas somehow fell off it, even though he told us about it, 12 months ago or something?
I always, after its last race, when J-Mac didn't whip it, I'm like, something's a bit off here. They just used that race as a training race, just to see how it'd go.
Get the odds out to $3.50 for this race.
Wasn't off the pace too much in that race either. And then comes into the Cox Plate. Look, there was some great competition from Brightside. And we'll watch it in just a couple seconds, but I picked the trifecta, lads. That's what I'm pretty excited about. Not just for me, for my punters club as well. So this could make me top punter of both the couch commentators and the punters club.
We've still got some weeks to go in the couch commentators.
Yeah, well, there's still some weeks. You guys can pull.
I need to stop picking things that are paying like $3 or whatever, but
it's a good $30 between me and second place, so one of you guys got to pick a big multi. But anyways, we'll get into the race.
The field is set.
Ooh. Racing. Oh, mate, this race gives me chills.
Gives me a rock hard.
Romantic Warrior, great start. J-Mac, great start. Alligator Blood, obviously ridden as a leader up the front.
Getting to the front, doesn't mind having to break its own win, but it's getting pushed wide, which I wouldn't have been too happy about.
Yeah. A horse
only just now getting in a little bit. But
I was surprised about was Fangirl. Never really did much.
Fangirl's in the pink in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, Fangirl's just one of those weird horses where it feels like when you forget about it, it wins. But whenever you're keeping an eye on it, just stays away.
I feel like 3 weeks ago, all the boys were hyping her up.
Yeah.
I can't remember what race it was.
Yeah.
And
then does this.
Yeah.
Another horse to look at is Gold Trip on the inside rail, about third last. It just never has a good run, honestly. And hold on for the Melbourne Cup tip.
But we're coming around here and you're starting to go, this is sizing up to be a good race. Alligator Blood and Romantic Warrior sitting next to each other.
I'm going, will my horse be able to pull in Alligator Blood?
Hey, Mr. Brightside's trying to get up there.
Brightside's starting to push up.
I I didn't
Alligators
think
pushing.
Brightside
Yeah.
had a run in it like this in this race, I should say. But
It's such a performance from it as well.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't get out here, and then has to go up the inside. Mr. Brightside, it is.
Yeah, you can see him about to go now. Yeah.
Ooh.
well ridden.
Wow.
Here we go. Down the straight. Gold trip's coming as well.
Oh,
Ooh,
So close.
Fuck
So,
me.
yeah,
so
mate.
close.
Fuck.
It's so
Bang
close.
just.
Bro. Imagine you're the owners of Brightside there.
I
Like,
think.
you're thinking like you're a fucking bee's dick away from winning.
Oh mate, if Brightside won, I would have got nothing back for that race except for a
Oh.
bonus bet.
My
Yeah.
trifecta would have paid a lot more. But the photo of the race, what I'm putting up now, you can see one thing that J-Mac, he's such a good jockey, and this proves it. He lifts the horse's head right at the end, which
Wins
wins
the
the
race,
race because
yeah.
it doesn't bob its head. So he's lifting the head to get across the line. I'm like, oh my god, that
The
is
genius.
and you just won us a lot of money.
Thank you, responsibly.
Thank you, J-Back. And
Do you think, like, as you said, he's a great jockey.
yeah,
Do you think he'll go down as one of the greatest jockeys of all time?
It's no Zach Purden, but
he's
like-
got a long way to go, but he's definitely up there. He's definitely over the last couple couple big races. Mark Zara's coming out and hitting some big races.
well, that's the
big
thing.
wins.
Like jockeys, because obviously there's so much skill in being a jockey, but it's also the horses that you get on as well.
Yeah.
Hugh Bowman
Yeah.
was the best jockey in the world when he was riding Winx.
Oh, yeah. It's not hard to
Untouchable.
It's not hard to be the best jockey in the world riding Winx.
Yeah, but he was going around. He won 3 Cox plates in a row and
Yeah.
stuff. But it was also Winx run.
Yeah. Like, when you think about it, Hugh Bowman's probably set up for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. His paychecks would have been very nice. Very nice. Next Tuesday's horse racing, the Melbourne Cup. The Melbourne Cup.
We're
biggest-
picking this a week in advance, so
Yeah, a week in advance. We don't have the
barriers.
actual list of horses, the barriers, but we're going to pick. So whether our horse is in the race and whether we get the win, we'll find out.
What the odds there?
This is the race that stops the nation, guys. The race that stops the nation. Look, I'll go first. I already know my pick.
I need to get a list up.
It's the favorite, or might be second favorite at the moment, but
It's literally, while we've been recording this, going to second favourite.
second favorite at the moment. Gold Trip, I will be picking. As I said, I think it's runs in the last couple races. Yes, it's been racing back to back to back. It's got a week off this week, then it'll race in the cup. But with J-Mac on board, I like our odds of getting a good run in some good space and just storming home. So that's my pick. I'd love to know what Lucas's pick is, but he's not here. Maybe we'll get a video of him right now.
G'day guys, Lucas coming at you from the Couch Commentators podcast once again. This time we are going to look for our Melbourne Cup bet. One of the hardest betting races of the year, obviously being a handicap. Now, if you go by what all the experts are saying, you would think Vauban at $4 the favourite is going to absolutely walk in and demolish this field. Now, while that could possibly happen, I've gone a bit left of field here and I've found something at juicier odds. So currently at the price of $21, I'm going to look at the Price and Kent Jr. trained Lostochka. She's a small little mare from France that they've brought over who has won at a similar distance of about 3,100 metres and 2,800 metres in France. So I think she ticks that box perfectly. She's also won on a dry track, on a good track. And she's a very small filly, so hopefully she will just hover across that ground there, guys. So my bet for the Melbourne Cup is Lostochka. Happy punting.
Wow. Oh my god, I can't believe he picked
I didn't know Amelia's Jewel was in the Melbourne
Amelia's
Cup.
Jewel. That's crazy. That's wild. Jets, either of you guys liking a horse that sticks out there?
I've got a horse that's sticking out to me.
Yeah.
Valiant King.
The Valiant King.
It may be paying $26.
Yeah.
It's Valiant King.
Well,
To be fair, as soon as you get past the first couple, your price starts going pretty big.
we're all a couple kings here, and I like it, Dan. Hopefully, it makes the race. I don't know the field. We don't know the field. We don't know the field. But
I think the field comes out later this. Does it still come out tomorrow? Or
it comes out Saturday, so there's still a chance for certain horses to make the field on Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's also a race tomorrow. I think it's the Geelong Cup on Wednesday, which can really help some horses get into it. So who knows? There's still horses that can make the cup. But James, you got your pick?
Yeah, look, I've got no absolute reason why. I haven't studied the form guide at all. I didn't even really think about having to pick my Melbourne Cup winner this early. But I'm going Lastochka.
Lastochka. Very nice.
As I said, no reason.
Yeah, that's fair, mate. That's fair.
But look, it's usually the office lady that wins this race.
Yeah, I mean, I think any horse can win. Usually the favourite doesn't win, so that's usually why I throw a couple of dollars on some roughies as well.
Lastochka's paying $21.
Yeah.
So was Gold Trip last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep, 100%. It was paying some big dollars. And can it go back-to-back Melbourne Cups will be amazing. Who knows? So if any of our horses don't make the final cut, we'll end up changing them and we'll put them on our Instagram. So follow the Instagram and check that. I'm sure one of us picks the Melbourne Cup. This guy right here. But who knows? Anyone could. Anyone could. This guy. Now, gents, I came up with this idea. I just wanted to, bit of fun here because we picked our actual picks. Now we're going to do a random number generator. Dan, if you get that up for me.
Yeah,
we're going to pick 1 to 24. I'm just going to have a random horse each as well. So
get Lucas's one up for
we'll
him.
Get him one as well, and we'll see. We have our main bet and our side bet. Who knows? Who knows?
What if it lands on it ends up being the exact horse?
Oh, that would be good.
Right.
Unload.
Unload. Life savings.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll pick the poison.
All right,
Go.
you can.
All right, here we go.
Press generate.
Ooh, here we go. Number 8. We'll find out if that's good or not. But number 8, lock that in. James, generate.
Generating number 4.
Number 4.
And for me.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Number 11.
Number 11.
Lucas's
17.
17. Ooh,
Big number,
Lucas.
8, 4, 11, and 17.
Unlucky Lucas. I don't think 17's winning.
Put that in a first 4, and boy, if we win.
Couch commentators randomizer. First 4.
Couch how good's that? A randomizer. Who knows? Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the Melbourne Cup. I'm a big believer of anything can happen.
Stranger things have happened.
I was one to pick the Melbourne Cup when it was the first female jockey to ever win it, and I just put a couple dollars on it, paying hundreds, and
that was real office lady shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you put $1 on it?
Yeah, how good. Yeah, can't wait for the Melbourne Cup. We'll be definitely drinking a couple of beers responsibly and gambling responsibly. Now, NRL talk. Not much of NRL talk. I'll shoot to you guys after we talk about the games. I don't know if you have anything else, but Australia defeating New Zealand in a very good game. I mean, it was very good because one player was playing, especially Nico Hines.
Oh my God.
36-18. Did you guys get to watch the game, Dan?
I'm watching it here and there.
Yeah, James.
Just had it on my other monitor.
Yeah, watched most of it. It was very good first half, and then Australia just started getting away with it a bit in the second half.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Nico Hines did come on and have an impact.
Yeah,
At one stage, I swear to God, we had Harry Grant, Ben Hunt, Nico Hines, Daly Cherry Evans, and Cam Munster on the field.
Yeah, so
I swear to God,
Nico went on at lock because Mao doesn't mind doing that,
Yeah,
and yeah, it just worked.
because I wasn't listening. I was just had it on mute while I was playing games. I looked and I seen Harry Grant and Ben Hunt, and then in the next play I seen Nico and Cherry Evans next to each other, and then just off to the right was fucking Munster. I'm like, why have we got 5 halves on the field at one time?
Genius.
Now, Nico at one stage did let a try in, and I was so afraid that he'd get the hook straight after that. It was like a easy try from dummy half Famanu Brown. Firstly, what a story for him, honestly. Yeah, to come back from the injury he had. But yeah, he just went straight over Nico. I'm like, oh god, he's gonna get the hook. He's gonna get the hook.
I did say that. Yeah, I remember
and
saying that.
he didn't, and I'm happy Mel kept him on because he then ended up setting up a couple of tries, and he looked good. Didn't get picked, I don't think, this week, but I'm sure he's probably 18th man.
Yeah,
Oh,
more
wow.
than likely. Like it was an odd bench that we ran, and it was more just to get him that experience of having his test debut. Like
100%.
it's hard to have both Ben Hunt and Nico Hines on the bench.
That's we got our good forwards back this week, and that's the thing. We beat New Zealand without our strongest two forwards almost.
Almost free forwards, because Liam Martin wasn't there.
Yeah, and mate, Lindsay Collins, he's a good player. That bloke,
Oh.
did he get a double? Was it?
Got a double.
Yeah,
He's standing himself out as the best representative front rower in the game.
He's rep player of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
how many avocado seeds would that be?
But Cam Murray, was that
Big
6
Cam.
games in a row
Yeah,
that he
6
scored?
games, 6
That
tries.
try, that fucking how he just like when they who was it that passed it?
Nico,
Nico,
nice little
When
overs play.
Yeah, fucking just and then Cam Murray just sprints to the corner.
yeah.
That was a beautiful try.
I
honestly.
think he might be an edge forward, honestly.
Oh,
He's just got that
We were
speed to burn players.
like we were calling it, and a lot of people were calling it even Origin. Like Yo's a good enough player that you don't have to not have him in your 13.
Yeah,
Like, but you need to be playing Murray for longer.
100%. Liam Martin, Cam Murray just makes sense.
Yeah,
It just makes sense.
and then you can just put say an Olakawadu that's big enough that you can go nuts in the middle for a little bit,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
you can or if there's an injury or something, you can go play in the second row.
You listen to this, Madge, so...
Madge knows. Madge is a genius.
Madge will do it.
Madge just
Don't
saw
worry.
it work against him.
Yeah, true. He's like, damn, I wish I had these players in my team.
Oh wait.
Oh, wait, I
Like-
will.
You think like fucking New Zealand has the Penrith forwards.
Yeah.
Like you'd think like ooh, that's gonna be scary.
It's the
But then we have Payne Haas and Tino Fasumalawi.
Yeah.
Like that's just
Yeah. It
Look,
looks...
I haven't checked the team this week, but like, just even the players that don't make the team, it's like fucked.
like yeah, on the reserves bench there's like Hobo, Jake Travojevic, Flegler, and Nico Hines.
Flegler didn't get the nod this
Now
game.
we've got
Yeah.
Ruben Cotter, Carrigan, and Lindsay Collins and
Yeah.
Grant on the bench this week.
That's the thing. It's understandable why Flegler didn't make the list.
Yeah,
Like, watching this game, it honestly looked like we were never in trouble, to be honest, which was kind of disappointing because this was hyped up to be the best game, the closest. That
Well, hopefully
Yeah.
they sort of kept a couple of aces up the sleeve for this
Yeah.
week, and
yeah.
because we go around again.
you go.
Yeah, I think
back to back.
New Zealand sitting there last week like, oh, do we like hold back a bit, like just ease off, not fucking throw everything out, but who knows, we might come out and smash them again
Who
this
knows?
week.
Who knows? Hopefully, our New Zealand fans don't rip into us after if they get the win.
Oh,
That'd
we
be-
won the thing that
That'd
mattered.
be tough. Actually, another thing in that game, I just quick bring up was the haka and the. Did you see
Oh, yeah.
Ronaldo and Nico? That was just
Nico's
bloody
sitting there
hilarious. He's just
smiling.
giggling.
And Ronaldo's just like,
Going.
just
that was
like angry
that was
cunt.
funny.
And the stare that I think was even more intense than the one before, when Spencer Lenu and
oh,
Nas
and-
was.
yeah,
This time
that-
it was Nas and Cam Murray.
Which again, like no one's gonna take on Nas, but yeah,
Yeah, but I that's the thing. I
Standing your
like this
ground
one
is
more
always
because
good.
Cam Murray didn't try to overplay it enough, and he just stood there and looked him in the eyes.
Yeah.
He didn't do any like.
He said,
Yeah.
"Watch me go score another try
Yeah.
against you guys." But Fiji defeated the PNG Kummels 43-16. I did not see this game happening. Like,
Not to this
PNG
extent.
yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
Not to this extent. I thought
Yeah.
Fiji probably won, but not like that.
Yeah, PNG pumped Cook Islands, where Fiji like won by 2 points, and I thought, yes, they were going to come out and play a bit better, but I didn't think this would happen. Like, this is a flogging. This is an absolute hiding.
Bit of a Mike Acevo masterclass.
I was about to say, Micah did have a good
200
game.
plus meters, couple of tries.
Yeah. And now that they're in the same boat, they got to go again this week. So
Hopefully the PNG has a couple of aces up the sleeve.
Yeah. Pick yourself, dust yourself off, and go again, and hopefully get a win. But
No wonder PNG are losing. They got fucking Dragons forwards in there. Fucking
oh yeah, well,
Dan Russell and Jack DeBellin.
is there a 50 plus for this week? No, another game that happened as well. England defeat Tonga again, back to back. This time not as close, 14-4. I didn't watch any of this game. You lads get any highlights?
Wasn't up at one, and I should have watched the highlights. I should have done it for the fans, but I just haven't.
For the fans, but
Could have, but you didn't.
all I can get from it is, Tonga is supposed to be one of these top nations, and just everyone's choosing to play for them, and still not going too well.
Do you reckon, because it was a 3-game series, they've lost the first 2. Do you reckon they play a Latu Findu next week?
Surely they got to do something
Give some new blood some fucking.
Maybe you name Hopewadi in the centers and you play Cooler at fullback.
Do something. Maybe just ring up Sione Katoa and be like, "Hey mate, I know you're not in England, but
I need you on the next flight.
The country needs you."
I mean, fucking, they would have had Talatau Moan in the halves as well if he hadn't
The hammer.
Fucking had all this drama. But...
Old hammer time himself.
Yeah, old hammer time.
Speaking of Dragons, Dan, I'm glad you brought it up. Did you see in the news Lomax wanting to be in
I did see that
play
today,
5'8" and play in the halves?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, mate?
Look, he only plays one position out from there in defense, but I don't know.
A completely different position.
Yeah. I feel like I'd rather him play in the centers because he's built that connection with Ravalawa over the last couple of years. And that's our strongest side going
it was only just starting to get back to good as well, those two, by the end of the season.
Who would have thought that you switch him back to his normal side and he plays good?
So I don't mind this from Lomax because obviously right now you just have a half shortage. Ben Hunt has at least said now that he'll stay. It looks like Flanagan could be your front running 6.
Yeah.
But Lomax putting his hand up. It was already talks that he was possibly starting fullback next year.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But now if he goes into 5'8", you can keep Sloan at the back, for better or worse. So he's someone with so much talent, he can only get better.
I hope he does put on a bit of weight.
Yeah.
Put on some muscle over the off season.
That's the thing. He's still young.
Well.
He's still growing.
I think he's 21.
Yeah.
This year, I think.
He's only just starting to come into his sort of proper man body.
I think with Lomax, I see him as a similar style to Joey Manu, and it depends on how good. Ben Hunt's a really good controlling half, and I guess you could use just a running half He's not really. I don't think he'll be setting up too many tries without doing a big flick pass out to the right. But I think he'll be taking more runs than it will be.
Yeah, because he'll be a threat to a lot of other halves and stuff.
Yeah.
He's hard to tackle. He's big, strong.
But he's so good at an aerial assault, kicking to Lomax to catch it, which is
you said Joey Manu. I could also see him being a bit like Adam Dewey.
Yeah,
where it might just not work, but it's only just you see so many glimpses of brilliance there. But
that's me. I could see him being a New South Wales Cup 5'8". I don't know NRL 5'8", but who knows? He could prove us all wrong.
Well, that's the thing. The game, did he play one game at fullback or so this year?
He played a cup. Yeah,
I remember he played really well there, and that's why there was talks of him.
It was brought him back into form that game.
Yeah. So. We haven't got to see his ball playing too often, but it could be there. We just might not have got to see it.
Exactly.
Yes. Any other NRL?
On the way over here on the radio, actually.
Yep.
I heard that as you know, November 1st is always
everyone
goes up as a free agent if your contract's out.
Mm-hmm.
Daly Cherry Evans is looking forward to it tomorrow.
DCE.
So I don't know if he's off contract or not, but
Maybe there's like a player option or something, and he
yeah,
could
Get
really.
some more money. He's
Yeah.
in the prime of his life at the moment, 33 years old or whatever he is,
Oh,
and he's just
still-
Somehow, he could demand 800,000 at that age. Like,
still, yeah, 100%.
imagine.
Injuries really like haven't plagued his career at all.
Yeah,
Touch wood.
imagine this, right? Ben Hunt halfback, Daly Cherry Evans 5'8".
Oh,
I'd be
the Dragons.
I'd be saying
well,
I don't know.
up the Dragons. Oh, when the Master yeah.
To be honest, if like the thing is, Ben Hunt doesn't necessarily like playing it, but you see what he does at hooker. At like,
Yeah, so you
you
push
throw
him
him
to
at hooker, and if you had Cherry Evans and Ben Hunt in your team, you could have afforded Lomax in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Flanagan, you got the 6, buddy. Nah.
I think Matt was on here last week slandering the Dragons, saying you guys are coming last next year. But I think you guys could, jump them and give them the third wooden spoon there. No,
I reckon.
With
Matty C, next time I see you, I got a bet for you. Fuck you.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. As for NRL, I don't think we have much more to talk
No,
about.
there wasn't
so-
much transfer news or anything this week, was there?
I did see that Jai Arrow re-signed with Rabbitohs till 2027.
Oh, that's
Stuff,
good
Jai.
for both parties, I say.
I've seen the Bears also put in another bid.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
and they were gonna like try combine with like one of the island
Pacific,
teams.
like
I think even all of the island teams.
Pacifica,
yeah.
they were
Yeah.
the Pacifica Bears. I don't know. They just keep trying those Bears, like no
You
matter
gotta
what.
give it to them. They're persistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many bids they've put in to be in the NRL or back in the NRL.
Well, they've got 2 currently
Yeah.
with Western Australia and now the Pacifica.
I think Western Australia makes the most sense because they had the Western Reds, they had black and red team. Put them
But
over that way.
the government financing a PNG team is
Yeah.
very lucrative for the
Yeah.
NRL.
Yeah.
That's why the Bears are like, damn, we need to get that A-team spot.
Yeah.
We'll jump on.
And the
Give
thing
us a
is,
chance.
if you chuck a team over in Perth, Perth only has the one stadium. They've only got
Yeah.
Optus Stadium.
This is true.
They need to
It's
build.
a good stadium.
I think there is other stadiums there,
Yeah.
but I think like you'd need an NRL grade stadium.
But yeah, I think the Bears, I would love to see them back in. They are one of the foundation clubs. So to you Bears fans, stay patient. Stay patient.
So, and
I don't
unlucky.
think I know any,
Yeah.
but stay patient.
Stay patient. All right. Couch commentators best bets. Hoping one of you lads have a bet for me. Firstly, we'll go to Lucas's top tip though.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast. Coming at you with another top tip this week. We got the W last week. We're going to look to continue that. We're looking to Rose Hill this week. Race 4, number 8, Shalante. Gets out to 1,200 metres this time. It has a devastating turn of foot at the end of the race, which will be very exciting to see if you're on. My only worry is it is an absolute back marker, so it will not look in the race until the final 150, 200 metres. But as I mentioned, her turn of foot is devastating. So if all goes well, that'll be race 4, number 8 at Rose Hill, Shalante. Happy punting.
Wow.
God damn. Lucas going for back-to-back top tips.
It won't be in the Melbourne Cup.
He won't be picking Melbourne Cup.
Amelia's Jewelers racing this weekend. The
Oh,
Golden Eagle
AJ's racing.
or whatever it is.
In the Golden Eagle, that's huge. All right, we'll cross to Jim for his jam. James, I'm hoping you have something good for us this week.
Look, we'll be going to the races this week, so future me, please tell me what I've got.
Sup punters, this week we are going Flemington, race 6, number 1, Shinzo. It was my roughie in the Everest, unfortunately didn't look too good there, but I think it's got enough to beat Cylinder in this race, so yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, wow.
Holy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, I'll invest my stocks in that.
Back to back.
I didn't say when from the future. He's actually from actually Sunday, so he knows the winners. So he's telling us the winner.
Winner. And now we got Dare's decision, mate. I'm hoping you can break the losing streak.
Mate, look, I've only had a week, no, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2
2
weeks.
weeks. You know, So this week, I'm just going to go straight out. Valentine Holmes, first try scorer, bang, done. Get it done.
Get it done. I like it. Back-to-back first try scorers. He's a prolific first try scorer, so
Exactly.
he does know how to find a line
And a bag.
and cocaine.
Paying $8 punters. So
$8. Good stuff. All right, get on it, lads. Responsibly.
Responsibly.
Now, Leachy's lock. I'm going to take a punt here. I'm going for 3 in a row, and I'll be using Waz's wacky footy goods triple end for this one. Hopefully, I get a win here.
Only $30.
Only $30 as well. It's a bargain. So let's see how I go, mate.
All right, Leachy's locked this week, aiming for 3 in a row. We're heading to Randwick, race 7, number 1. Think about it. Just think about it, boys. Easy money, easy win. It's on how many wins in a row. Just keeps winning. Won the Everest. It'll win this easy. Easy money, $1.65. And because I'm top punter, I get to pick these cheap horses, these easy wins. So gamble responsibly. And good luck, punters.
We're damn, mate. That's Wazza would be proud of that.
That's wacky.
Damn.
That's a little
That's
wacky,
wacky.
and Wazza loves his wacky.
Wacky stuff.
Wazza loves whacking.
Allegedly. We can't go against Wazza. He's a powerful man. Now, that's all. We'll have our horse racing multi on the Instagram, so go check that out. Hopefully,
I'll go a place this weekend.
it's like a place. We will get it. We'll get a win. Trust me. As for that, lads, great podcast. Some funny moments. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Look forward to next week.
Yeah.
I've already brought up a new company as well, so
Ooh,
it's not
good
all going to
stuff.
be from Wazza.
Look forward to having Lucas back here next week. And thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow every social media, and we will see you next week.
Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858.
858.
850.